The Syma features an onboard camera that can take stills and video. It's detachable, it has bumpers to protect the propellers, it's strong and lightweight, and has a power switch. However, the manual is poorly translated and the controller seems flimsy, but it's very stable. The Walkera unit has a first-person view real-time camera. It has no controller, it's meant to be controlled by your cell phone or tablet or laptop. It has detachable motor or rotor pods for easy repairs in the field, but it's much thinner plastic and more tend to breakage. Does not have anything to protect the propellers, and you do need to buy a remote control. The detachable motor pods make for easy and fast field repairs. The Walkera also has a first-person view real-time video camera. The Walkera is also made of very thin plastic, and the battery is very difficult to plug and unplug, and there's no battery switch. The Syma's landing gear is very narrow, but it does have bumpers. The pictures unfortunately have to be downloaded after. Fortunately, the camera is easily detachable and other accessories can be installed if purchased separately. It has a power switch, the battery is easily removed, and it has a much stronger and sturdier plastic body. Both units feature geared motors to allow for much better performance. The Syma does come with a manual, but it's poorly translated. The Walkera's controller must be ordered separately, but it is very sturdy and has a point for a neck strap. The Syma control doesn't feel as solid in the hands, but it does have a stunt button and an LCD display at the bottom. However, there are fake buttons beside it that I really don't understand the point of. The larger craft is easier to see in the air, and it does have direction lights on the bottom to tell you which way is the front. My co-pilot was quite supportive, but unfortunately not very helpful.
Alright, we've been reviewing the Walkera QR100 versus the Syma X5C. The Walkera lets you fly through your phone or tablet, or you can purchase an optional remote control. I do recommend the remote. It's a real handful to fly when you can't feel the natural center of the control settings. Now, just see if I can paste a link up here. Sometimes it doesn't natively connect. Alright, we'll come back to that guy. The Syma has an actual power switch on, which I really like. And it just seems more stable and easier to control. Sometimes the Syma doesn't, or the Walkera doesn't connect. Now, it does have controls here, and you can see by the camera, you can see it, but as I move it around, it's displaying on the phone. But as I said, you can't feel where center is, so you're constantly having to look at the thing itself instead of looking through the view screen, so that limits the first-person view. Both units can take still video as well as still pictures. Just kind of neat. Trimming the Walkera is a bit of a handful, because you have to exit out of the control mode, go to the trim selection, make your adjustments, and go back into it and see if you got it right. The Syma, you can just bump the buttons up and down accordingly to get the trim the way you want it. Like any craft like this, you want to spend some time making sure the trim is just right so it'll hover without you having to touch the controls. They're both a bit fussy about that, but fairly stable. The Walkera is a smaller, more maneuverable chopper, but it does not have the aerobatic ability that the Syma does. I have to give points to the Syma. It's just a better flying aircraft, and the Walkera is probably for more experienced pilots. It's quite a handful at times, but when it flies well. It has some advantages in that if it takes damage, you can just detach the limb, put a new limb on. However, when it breaks, it seldom breaks at that point. Got a couple I've hot glued together again. And the small size means you can't fly too far before you can't even see which way you're headed.